Push girl. Don't you know the delight of hating something? Being a mean girl? Sissy says, I love Trump so much. I love that guy.
All right. Now, sorry. I need to say something about this guy. He hasn't come across my my view here for a while because I haven't been looking into this type of conspiracy nut job. But just to brief you on what we're talking about, this is a conspiracy nut job. Some of you will remember. He pushes the pizza stuff. I'm trying to not say it too loud. I don't want the YouTube algorithm slicing me up, but he pushes every type of conspiracy theory that you would think somebody would that would affect the election, if you get my drift. And I know what you're saying. You're back on YouTube already. You just did a show. Like I told you, I'm going to be pumping out videos. Probably not a good idea. I should space them out if I want the algorithm to be nice, but I don't care. Anyway, I'm probably going to move this video to the RP to PB channel when it's done processing anyway. But I still want to talk about it because I've actually discussed this guy before. A lot of people couldn't figure out if he's being genuine because he used to be completely different. He wasn't the type of guy that you would think would support Trump or push the conspiracies that he pushed. You got what I'm saying so far? So if you listen to him talk, he's live right now, and he is just raking in the dough. He's just pulling the dough in. Take a listen.
He needs me. He's
talking about Trump.
Needs me. He needs you. You know what? He's got me. Because I
Does he?
Need him.
Do you?
There isn't one thing. What unites these people? You can't do it.
I'm not going to take a long time to say this. Basically, anytime you press play when this guy's talking, he's going to be pushing Trump, pushing the conspiracy theories around him, the Q junk, the pizza junk, and all that. Now, the reason why I said that he's a faker, some people got mad at me when I would call him out, but let me show you why. He's had to say this. How do you push the pizza-spiracy, which says that Johnny P. and Hill and other Democrats need to go to jail, even though there's no evidence. There's no evidence whatsoever that they can produce that they're doing these horrible crimes. They have lots of evidence that they do other stuff that they probably could, criticize them for, but they ignore that stuff to push the fake stuff. So why do I think he's such a faker? Well, I found a clip that demonstrates it perfectly. He said this several years back, and this clip, of course, is hard to find, and it took all this time for it to resurface, but take a look.
A sailor who was accused of being a pedophile on that god-awful, horrible, sick entrapment monstrosity called To Catch a Predator was acquitted Wednesday after a courageous judge tossed the case right out of court after just 6 days of testimony. 26-year-old Joseph Roisman was featured in that programming cesspool 5 years ago.
Okay, so already you're probably saying to yourself, this is crazy. Why this guy should love the show To Catch a Predator. If he doesn't need evidence to be able to deem his political enemies horrible criminals, he doesn't, by the way. He believes in guilty until proven innocent. And if he doesn't need evidence to believe that they're bad, why is he going to complain about To Catch a Predator? Because he's not just complaining, and you're going to hear it. And I'm going to react to a little bit of it. He's not just complaining about the show To Catch a Predator. In fact, if he wanted to have a debate with me about the show itself, I don't think he would. But if he did, I think he could I could make some good points at why the show may be bad. I don't know what you'd say. Because it's glorifying it, or because it's kind of like putting it on a pedestal, like the idea of entrapping these guys in that way or whatever. You might be able to make that argument, but personally, and I've always said I'm willing to change my mind on this if somebody would be able to put out some logic. The way I feel, though, I don't have a problem with police officers legit catching people that do these crimes. Now, once again, to be able to absorb how hypocritical this guy is, how ironic and hypocritical it is that this is him saying this and pushing that this is bad. Not just the show, but cops going on the internet and, catching people that would do this to kids, that would travel to a kid's house to do this to them. You'd think that people that believe in the pizza stuff would love this show, push this show, and love the idea, because they hate that. Their whole thing is they hate these types of crimes. And I can't go into it deep, and I got to be careful what I say because I'm on YouTube, and you know how YouTube's algorithm is. But anyway, so anyone out there who believes in the pizza has to love To Catch a Predator, or at least if they don't like To Catch a Predator for some reason, they'd have to love the idea of police arresting people that would do this on the internet to kids. I am okay with cops doing this. Lionel's not. It's pretty shocking. If you look at Today Lionel. Today Lionel is the type of guy that doesn't need evidence. Today Lionel is the type of guy who, you know, wants all those bad guys locked up and doesn't even need that much evidence to deem somebody one of them. Meet the real Lionel.
He was accused of thinking about maybe trying to have sex with an invisible, imaginary, non-existent, make-believe 13-year-old girl played by some cop wannabe and online decoy. Because of this pustule of a program, he was kicked off of the Navy, or out of the Navy rather, when the allegations became public. As you might have gathered, I don't care much for this show.
I am shocked that you don't care much for this show. So how did I find this? How did I, you know, all of a sudden, you know, I've heard about him saying things like this in the past, but like I said, I couldn't find the clips. Well, I was watching something that I'm going to do a video on that you guys have to watch. Chris Hansen has a new show. Take a Seat, Chris Hansen. He's got this new show. Have a Seat. I'm sorry. It's Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. I should put that in the tags because, you know, this is definitely, oh, we're demonetized already, YouTube? How could I have guessed? Good Lord. I don't know how anyone doesn't get demonetized anymore. All I got to do is say one freaking word that the algorithm doesn't like, and I'm demonetized instantly on this show. So, I was watching Have a Seat with Chris Hansen because I've been following the Onision drama, and I'll go into the Onision drama in just a minute, but I'll keep it really short because that's for a different video. That's for an upload that I've been working on for days. But to get the gist of it, there's been people coming out talking about Onision, a very popular YouTuber with millions of subscribers, doing these things to them when they were very young, underage. Okay? Chris Hansen is interviewing some of Onision's alleged victims, okay? And as I'm watching it, the up next happens, and I end up having To Catch a Predator or something like that come up. Well, the video that this is in is at the end of top 10 prison sentences and 4 who got off. You're going to be shocked in a second at what happens. But for what we know up to now, Lionel thinks that one person who was on To Catch a Predator should not have been charged. And he is reveling in the fact that this guy got off. When he went in front of the judge said, this TV show is atrocious. How can you charge this man? He is innocent, and they let him off. Okay, let's keep that in your mind while you hear what happened.
The learned hand of Sonoma County Judge Arthur Wick found prosecutors had failed to prove Mr. Roisman had a specific intent to commit the crime he was accused of. That is, attempting lewd acts with a child under age 14. In reaching his decision, Judge Wick slammed the tactics used by the equally pathetic supposed online watchdog Perverted Justice, whom Hansen and his crew worked side by side with and in cahoots with. The judge slammed these pedophile police wannabes and said that what they engaged in was nothing more than entrapment. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Well, you must not think that Hillary or John Podesta are guilty. You must not believe in Q, who says that all of the Dems are guilty for doing things like that and worse. You're saying you need a high standard of evidence that cannot be something as low standard as them typing what they want to do and then traveling 100 miles to do it. Okay. Strange, but okay.
Now this guy is forever slimed because of this event. He'll never escape from this cyber Scarlet letter. He was booted from the Navy because of this schlock and awe bit, and as long as there's the Google, This guy's permanently connected with the label pedophile. Now, can you see the...
Shouldn't he be, though? I think that if you're going to get on the internet and talk that way, do you commit a crime then? Whatever, I don't know. But if you get in your car, you drive there, you walk in the house, you see the decoy, you talk to the decoy in a way that shows that you're planning on staying there and engaging with the decoy, I think that's enough evidence, Lionel. I don't hear any logic behind why you think it's not. That's the most shocking thing here. This guy he never goes into detail. He never tells you why. You never get an intelligent breakdown from him on why he feels like he does. You're almost left to guess for yourself.
The real problem? The thought police. Forget this stupid show. There are laws right now in states all over the country.
So wait, this is the thought police? It's not protecting kids, it's thought police. Gotcha. I don't believe you and I don't agree, but I got it.
They make it a crime to think you're talking with a minor about sex. Now, the judge was absolutely correct in his decision as to specific intent, but the entrapment is shaky. But too bad, too late, it's moot, he's not guilty.
Well, what happens if he commits another crime? You know? Wonder if the guy did. I wonder if, like, you know, it would have been a good thing for him to be rehabilitated for what he did on To Catch a Predator. To maybe face some repercussion and get some therapy and go to jail and do what he has to do to maybe try to learn how it's wrong and get better. Know the damage that he's causing in doing that. Even on the internet, just talking to a kid, it damages the kid, let alone traveling to the house.
But look at it this way. Imagine this logic. Imagine a blind man walking down the street and mistakenly believing that someone was standing in front of him. Imagine further that he pulls a gun on this imaginary person he believes is there but isn't, and he says, "Stick him up." You can't charge him with armed robbery.
That's not what happened, though. I used the analogy when I talked about this on D Live. It's not that the blind man this is happening to someone that's not there. This is more like, you know, a blind man walks. He thinks he's going to, or just anyone, doesn't have to be blind or not, thinks they're going in to rob a bank and has the bank, and he knows where the bank is. He knows where the money is. But when he gets there, he walks in the wrong house, and he walks in and the guy's sitting on the couch and he says, "Give me your money," and points the gun at him. That's more of like what this is. You got me? Just saying.
Because there's no one there despite the fact he thinks there is. So likewise, you shouldn't be able to charge someone for thinking he's arranging a rendezvous with a minor.
Oh, what did that just say at the bottom of the screen? Oh, it says that after he got acquitted, the incident that Lionel's talking about, this Joseph character, he got acquitted by the judge. He got let go. Right after he got let go, he committed another crime. What was it? It just said it at the bottom of the screen, Lionel. Let's see what that was. Oh, indecent exposure and attempted R word. Now, hold on, Lionel. Maybe if he would have been charged, then he would have been he would have been in jail and not able to do indecent exposure and attempted R word. But I think the fact that he got off showed him that he can continue doing this stuff online, meeting these people, and continuing this behavior, Lionel.
For thinking he's arranging a rendezvous with a minor who's not only not there, but doesn't even exist.
Now, he was wrong. Lionel was wrong. And that's why this YouTuber put him at the end of this compilation video, to show that, like, this guy's celebrating the fact that one of these the people that were caught in To Catch a Predator got off. But even though he got off, it wasn't long before he did it again and attempted R word. He literally tried. Literally tried to. That doesn't mean he went and met somebody, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go meet somebody like this, you don't get attempted R word. Attempted R word means he was trying to do it and he didn't get to. He got interrupted. The person ran away. You got me? You got me. So anyway, I'm going to go offline in a second. But in case you just got here, in case you're watching, this guy's making bank. And how is he doing it? He's right now, as we are speaking, at this very moment, live, telling people that he believes in Q. You have to believe in Q. Somebody sent a super chat in that said, your audience doesn't care about Q, and he threw a big fit. Well, Q states the entire backbone of the conspiracies that he believes in is that he believes top Democrats are guilty and should go to jail of these different crimes. Got me? That there is no evidence for, but yet he still believes they should go to Gitmo, that there should be martial law to go arrest them. That's the whole foundation of his conspiracy. How does that line up with the person who he was before he started pushing this conspiracy? That's the question you need to ask yourself.
I've got to tell you something. We're not gonna go through this. I just have. You can't say anything about this guy that. But I gotta tell you something. This is the most important. You've got to have.
Can you please tell us something? I mean, good Lord, Lionel, we're live over here. I'd like to hear something.
Have something. You've got to have a message. You've got to have somebody who says, I need you. Do I have your vote?
You got to have a message, Lionel, right? You got to have a message. Well, I just played Lionel's message for you. The truth about Lionel, his message changes based on what's popular, what can get him money, and how many people he can dupe into believing him. That's what Lionel's message does. So keep that in your mind as we go forward into 2020, because these guys are going to keep pushing it. They're going to keep molding their message so that whatever's popular, they're commentating on, whatever popular view they're speaking on. And of course, deep inside, what they think, what they believe, doesn't have to be the same as what they spit. I'm out. I'm heading back to D Live. I just wanted to do a quick live update. I got to stop doing these updates live because YouTube demonetizes my show. Every time I'm live, YouTube demonetizes it. If I upload, I'm not demonetized. I'm monetized when I upload. Look, let me show you. So here's the monetization for this show right now. What? Really? My last show I just did was demonetized. It was green until I hit start, and then it was demonetized. So I'm going to have to start uploading. Going live, I don't know what YouTube's doing, but they just don't like it, I guess. See you on D Live, and I'll be back to YouTube soon because I'm going to be jumping over and doing more and more and more stuff, getting more and more topics up in shorter streams. Come over to D Live and hang if you get time, guys. See you there. And don't, if you end up bumping into Lionel anywhere, ask him, what he really thinks. Ask him if he'll start finally telling you the truth instead of lying so that he can get those clicks,